What is your life assignment table? So this is something that is not always um, a thing that people understand. But your life assignment, your assignment is usually to a person, people, or thing, and it's usually a problem that you're going to solve during your time on the earth. When you think about Queen Elizabeth, and I've been using her lately, even in my classroom. When you think about Queen Elizabeth, Queen Elizabeth really wasn't supposed to become queen. Her uncle decided to abdicate the throne, which forced her to take on the role as queen. And so then once she accepted the mantle, once she accepted the task of being queen, she died off the job. She literally died off the job. Her assignment was to become queen, stabilize the country, bring everybody united up under the flag, up under the country's ideals, right, and purpose. And she stayed on the throne for like 70 years, I think, and she died. You're either whatever your life assignment is either you're going to do that for a season and pass the baton, like you see the runners on the relay races passing the baton. Either you're going to do that, or you're going to die off the job, like Queen Elizabeth. And she stayed on the job. She never wavered. She stayed on it. She never quit. She never said, I didn't want to do this anymore. There were scandals, there were all different types of stuff, but she stayed the course. So your life assignment is something usually connected to people you're going to serve, or a place, a geography, whatever it is. I always remember this, and I learned this from a preacher, minister, Dr. Mike Murdoch of the Wisdom Center in Fort Worth, Texas. And he basically said, and I'm just kind of summarizing it in the way that I understand it. Where you are matters just as much as what you are. Where you are in terms of geography matters as much as what you are in terms of your gifts and talents. That you can have the right gift and talent, but be in the wrong place and nothing works. That okay, I feel like I can go on ahead and move from Dallas to Atlanta. Okay, everything is working well and functioning well where I am in Dallas. And just to be honest, I don't like Atlanta, so I would never move to Atlanta. But if I moved to Atlanta, I wouldn't have the success, or I wouldn't have the effectiveness, the productivity, what I need to accomplish in Atlanta, because what I'm supposed to accomplish is where I am right now. The healing that I'm going through is where I am right now. The books that I write is where I am right now. The teaching that I do as a college instructor, that's where I am right now. The place that I live in, that's where I am right now. I'm more effective here than I would be in another place. Um, just before I moved here, I was living in an extended stay motel, and I had stayed there from 2013 to about 2022, I think. And I was effective there. The goal was, I was just coming out of homelessness from the financial recession. I had lost everything, and I had become homeless. And so when I set the financial goal, I was able to get back on my teaching job in 2013. So I set a financial stable goal, that my goal is to become financially stable. So I stayed on the job, I taught, I did whatever I needed to do. I paid bills, I kept the place, albeit extended stay. And then that opened the door for me in 2022 to get an apartment again. And so now the financial goal is to become financially well. I say financially well. Financial stability, financial wellness, and then financial freedom much later in life. And so financially well means that you must be ill somewhere. Now I'm not ill like I was before, but I feel like I'm still not where I need to be. And where I need to be is to where I am, what I'm doing right now, creating emergency savings plans and things like that. And that's where I was ill, meaning that part of the reason why had to endure that life setback was because of an instruction that I ignored in my 20s when my mother was trying to get me to understand something that, well, no, not 20s, but in high school when she was trying to get me to understand. And if I don't save any money, all I'm going to do is have a closet full of clothes and no money saved. And I ignored that instruction, let time pass by, went to college, did well in college, and then a life setback happened with the financial recession. And those words that she said were the very same words that ring in my head and in my heart. So the very thing that I ignored, I ended up having to be set back, go through correction, and now I'm living out those words, meaning that I'm living them out in the positive sense that I have a savings plan. I actually have money in the bank. If something happened to me, I can pay for myself. I can do a lot more now at 48 that I didn't do when I was in high school, 16, 17, 18 years old, right? So I say that to say that something that you didn't do in one area could affect what you need to do with your life assignment, that you could be in setback. As much as you can still accomplish your life assignment, some decisions that you have made in other areas could have an impact on what you're trying to do now. Case in point, when I got out of a situation that was um, um, kind of domestic violence back when I was like 20, 21 or something. Instead of taking the time to heal, I got into another relationship. And that was somewhere like 2021. Okay. And I remember feeling like I needed to not be in anything, but I got distracted. I met somebody at the mall, got distracted, and then I found myself in a relationship. And then that relationship turned kind of sour, almost deadly. Um, and then time just kind of passed by. I was out of that relationship, and time just passed by. Doesn't mean, even though time is passing by, doesn't necessarily mean that you're learning. It's just time is passing by. Now at 48, that was at 2021. At 48, the very thing that I didn't do and endure or even initiate the healing process, I'm now forced to do. Now, I'm still preparing in my life assignment, which is the teaching and the writing. But I'm still kind of set back, not financially anymore, but set back from fully going after the assignment because of the healing that I need to do. It's I have to do it. There's no there's no option. Uh it has to happen because if I don't do the healing now, by the time I get down the road, it's going to have a negative impact on anything that I'm trying to do, anybody I'm trying to reach, and whatever I'm trying to accomplish. So your life assignment table, when you think about the decisions that you made, can have an impact on what it is you're trying to do. That's why some people, when things are not working out in one area, they'll jump off one path and go on to another path because they're seeking a win. They're seeking success. But then they stay on that path so long because they are getting success and doing very well, but they're miserable. They're miserable, and then you find them very rich with all the trappings of wealth, but they're also the types of people who are jumping out of a window of a skyscraper. These are the same people who thought that they would be happy with money or thought that they would be happy with success, but they were on a different path. And I always say this: If you see someone dying a tragedy of any kind, that means that they are out of order somewhere, that they were not supposed to be in that place. And so your life assignment, it does matter who you connect yourself with, because if the person that you connect yourself with is very hasty and wants to pursue success and want to get a win, they're going to take you too fast. It'll look like support. It'll look like the person is really behind you and gonna be great for you and things like that. But in actuality, they're taking you too fast, and their support is actually hindering you. It's not supporting you. And that's why you need to spend time with your preparation and life assignment, and taking time and spending time in prayer, and just spending time with yourself before you take on the task of a relationship, meaning that you need to discover your gifts and talents. A lot of times, putting those, activating those gifts and talents within a college environment will allow you to develop and learn and get feedback. And then off to yourself in isolation, work on some projects, work on your book, work on your website, anything that you need to do that's in preparation for the life assignment. And then the more time that you spend with that, the more you understand. And the more you understand what it is that you're trying to accomplish, what kind of problem that you're trying to solve. So then when you're looking for a partner, or a partner is looking for you, you should agree. You both, the life assignment should bring you together as complementary souls, so to speak, or complementary gifts and talents, that there's something on the inside of that person you need, and there's something on the inside of you that that person needs. And when you come together, you come together in agreement, you come together with singleness of mind, and now you can pursue purpose, pursue the life assignment, and do the will of God, right? Do the work of God, do God's work. And so what is your life assignment as you prepare your table for engagement really does matter, or is really predicated on the vision that you have for your life, that you understand that another person has, and that you both are coming together to serve a larger vision. Again, Queen Elizabeth died off the job. Either you're going to solve the problem to the point that it's time to pass the baton, or you're going to solve the problem to the point that you die off the job. And she didn't die of tragedy or anything like that. She just died a natural death off the job. And so, is the person sitting in front of you, or the person you are considering or thinking about, do they have that potential to go the distance? Think about the relay race. You have what, 4 or 5 runners. Each person is waiting in their spot, and each person has to pass the baton to the next person. That person keeps running, then the next person, and they finish the relay. You have to gauge whether all those people who are participating in the race, you have to gauge their capacity, their willingness to follow the rules, their capacity and strength to endure the race, their capacity to wait their turn. They don't run ahead of someone else who's already ahead on the track. They have their own individual turns, right? And so that's what your life assignment is: understanding your season, understanding your turn, and making sure that the person that you decide to marry has the same understanding, has the same vision, etc. So, what is your life assignment?